You have just tapped into the Christian Life Coach Collective, and I'm your host, Laura Malone. I'm here to equip and encourage coaches in skills, business, personal life, and faith. I believe you're already 100% worthy and capable, and you're called for such a time as this. So let's get you walking it out with courage and confidence so you can be an amazing coach who sees transformation and great results in both your life and the lives around you. Let's get started. If you are a business owner or a writer, a leader or a speaker or a pastor, a ministry leader, like whatever you're doing, you don't have to start over doing something to become a coach. You can simply add coaching to what you're already doing. And this episode is where I'm going to show you some examples of what is possible. I want to open your imagination and give you hope. Not only is it possible, it might be exactly what your current audience or clients or customers or community needs next from you. Because coaching, it fills a gap that traditional roles often leave open. And so it creates like some space between the teaching and then the transformation. You might be teaching through the physical product that you sell, but you could offer transformation in addition to it. So it's between the inspiration and the action, between like the Sunday message and the Monday reality of life. So if you've ever felt like you speak truth, but don't always get to walk with people through what happens next, or you're teaching content, but you want to go deeper with people, maybe you love mentoring, but you want some more structure or sustainability to it and a way for people to be more fully invested in what you're giving yourself to. And then adding coaching might be the next right layer for the work that you're doing. So switching careers is not necessary. It's about adding layers of support and guidance and depth to what you're already doing. So you're not starting over, you're not changing what you already do, you're just kind of expanding what's possible, or what the Bible talks about, enlarge a place of your tent. So coaching is just the key that kind of opens that door. Right? I want to sneak in here a reminder about the upcoming Consultant Coach Intensive. So that's a 12-week mastermind beginning in August for women who are called to coach and ready to build. So I'm going to take you through a framework that's going to set you up with a powerful coaching method to help any client set up all the processes you need to start and grow your business, connect you with other women going in the same direction so you can actually practice with each other and give and get feedback and build relationships that are actually going to support your calling and what you're doing. And also, you're going to get real-time coaching right where you're at. So this is for you if you're tired of the passive action, not accomplishing anything on your own, if you need accountability, but accountability with grace. If you're looking for deadlines that will actually help you get it done, and you want a framework that's not going to break the bank to start building what you're called to. The early bird pricing for this ends July 31st, so apply by then in order to be eligible for it. Go to sterlingstonementoring.com/consultant coach intensive, or just look for the link in the show notes. This intensive is going to support everything we're talking about in this episode, plus I think the last 5 and probably the next 5. So keep your eye out. So let's start walking through some real life examples of how coaching can be added to whatever you're doing. And I'm going to start at the core of what a lot of us are already doing, and that is if you're a mother. And I don't even just mean like if you have physically born children. A lot of people are mothers, like Deborah, who is a judge and real ninja warrior queen. So you don't have to be a mother to somebody that you're tucking in every night. But if you're a mother to the people around you, I know a woman in Wilmington, North Carolina. She had a restaurant and she was mom to every employee she had. They didn't have to share a last name, but everybody knew she's mom, right? And that's actually what they called her. When you're a mother, you're coaching more than you realize, longer than you realize. Every conversation, moment of guidance, every time you help a child name their feelings or face the hard thing, you're actually walking people through transformation. You already know how to listen, how to ask, how to hold space and how to show up consistently, because that is the heart of coaching. It is also the heart of mothering. So what if the wisdom that you've lived through as a mother and what you're pouring out could also serve other people? And what if your story of whether it's motherhood or healing, identity, growth, all of the things, becomes the foundation for a coaching space where you're helping other women walk through what you've come through? So you don't stop being a mother to become a coach. You just recognize that you're already carrying the heart of one. Coaching is simply the structure that turns your care and wisdom into something sustainable, intentional, and deeply impactful for others and for you. And I apply this to fatherhood also. If you're a man listening, this applies to you, because as a father, you're probably doing the same thing, especially if you're interested in coaching. So this is really about being a parent, but I know the majority of my listeners are women, so I am speaking to the heart of mother, and that's the thing that I know, but I know that it applies to the men as well. If you are a creator, you can add coaching. So maybe you're an artist or even a content creator. You're a podcaster, a course builder, somebody who shares any ideas, inspiration, and creates things. Well, you're already shaping thoughts and stirring hearts up through your work. So what if you don't just create content or art or whatever it is you're creating for people to consume, but you created a space for them to respond and create themselves? Coaching lets you go beyond painting or broadcasting and publishing and start building. It turns your followers into participants. You could do live group coaching, one-on-one sessions, companion coaching for your digital products, whatever, but you're giving people a chance not just to read and listen and watch, but to actually transform. I know this is possible because I do fluid art, so acrylic art pouring. And there's these amazing women out there. I know there's some guys too, but the ones that I really follow, that I love their artwork, they do courses, and then some of them do coaching. They added coaching so you can actually get real-time feedback on the work that you're doing and how you're growing as a fluid artist from people who are doing it. I love that. So creators are always full of wisdom and perspective and lived experience that other people are drawn to. Coaching gives structure to the connection people already want with you. And this reinforces coaching isn't a replacement for creating. It's actually a deepening of the impact that you could have. If you are a teacher or an educator of some kind, well, you are already shaping minds and you're already delivering content. You are a content creator if you're a teacher. And you're creating environments where people learn and guiding them all the time. So teaching, sometimes for people, it stops at understanding, but coaching picks it up at the application point. What if you can create a space where your students or the parents of the student or your adult learners can go deeper in the curriculum and explore what it means for their real-time life, right? Coaching lets you shift from transferring knowledge to helping people integrate it. With coaching, you can go past the curriculum that you build or that you have to operate from, and you can actually support personal breakthrough, which is what I think a lot of teachers get into teaching for. You can help women reconnect with their purpose, build confidence, or navigate burnout. You can coach teens or parents or other educators with a unique lens that only a teacher has about things like learning styles, grace for individual learning abilities, interest-led learning, connection in the classroom, all of the things, the emotions, the hormones, like all the things happening in the classroom. It doesn't matter whether you're in the classroom or you're leading a workshop as a teacher, you're teaching online somehow. Coaching gives you one-on-one or small group formats that fosters the transformation beyond the information. So you're still a teacher, but coaching gives you a front row seat to the moment where it clicks for the person who's learning. If you are a speaker, then you're already delivering some kind of powerful message. But what if after the conference or women's retreat you speak at or church, you can offer small group coaching or one-to-one space for women to process everything that they heard. So then they're not just hearing the truth when you speak from the stage. They are living it out and growing into it with your coaching support. And if you're a writer, same thing. Your words are moving people So you can create a coaching container where readers can explore how your message actually applies to their life. So books and speaking, it all inspires, but coaching personalizes the individual who's been inspired to take action and integrate it into their lives. If you're a leader of a team or a ministry, a movement of some kind, you are already guiding people towards some kind of shared vision. You're helping them grow and make decisions and move forward. But honestly, I know this for a fact, leadership can be lonely. And it often doesn't leave space for the personal, deeper conversations that people need to thrive. Coaching gives you a way to come alongside people in a more focused and intentional way. And it also gives them a way to come alongside you and see who you are beyond the person who's way at the front leading, or, at the front of the plane piloting, the captain of the plane that they never get contact with, the chef of the restaurant that they never see, but who got that Michelin star, So it equips you to ask better questions and lead better. It helps you actually grow into a better leader. You can hold space without fixing things and develop the people you lead with more depth and not just direction. So coaching doesn't compete with your leadership. It actually is going to enhance it, strengthen your influence, build a culture of trust and growth and self-awareness, because you're already leading, and coaching just helps you grow as a leader and lead better. If you are a product-based business owner, I think a lot of people get stuck here. There's no way I can add coaching to the Printify shop I have online. I sell, or I make pottery, right? You can sell whatever it is you're selling: clothing, journals, candles, art, skincare, handmade goods with, meaningful messages on everything, whatever it is. You could create a coaching offer that invites your customers to actually embody whatever your product represents. So you have to look at the product that you're selling and look at the deeper representation of it. So if your journal is about healing, could you offer, I'm not going to ask you, I'm telling you, you could offer a coaching series on emotional processing, on grief recovery that goes with it. If you're apparel, like you have a clothing line or a boutique or something like that, and if it's speaking about life and identity at the foundation, you can offer one-to-one coaching or group sessions about living in the truth of who you really are, right? It's identity coaching. I do a lot of that. People often buy the product for the message behind it. Coaching lets you actually apply the message. And if you have a service-based business, like maybe photography, design, event planning, or maybe you're in that health, fitness, exercise space. Heck, whatever you're doing, you're offering a service that you don't know how coaching could connect with. You just have to remember that you're already walking with breathing human beings every day through their own meaningful milestones. So if you had a space where they could process the why behind the what, you could do, as a photographer, you could create a coaching space for women to reclaim their confidence in front of the camera and help them see how that confidence could actually overflow into other areas of their lives. A designer could coach in branding and purpose and identity behind, what does your home say? What does your business say? A health consultant, fitness person, could guide mindset and identity as the foundation behind the type of nutritional desires you have, like the goals that you have in nutrition. Help changing your mind about, the stuff that I used to eat. I could eat, I hear women say, when I was 20, I could eat, a whole Big Mac, large fry, and Big Dr. Pepper at McDonald's, and it didn't affect me physically. And now I don't know what's happening. I eat a salad and I gain 5 pounds. There's a mindset underneath that There's a lot going on for us when we decide to make changes physically and in our health. And there's a lot of that is connected, if not all of it, to what's actually happening in our paradigm. So we need some coaching. A wedding planner could offer pre-wedding marital coaching. What would that look like? Not marital counseling. I'm not saying premarital counseling. I'm like pre-wedding marital coaching. Post-wedding marital coaching is probably necessary. Yeah. Oh, I've seen some things. Whatever your service is, there's probably a deeper transformation that people are craving, and coaching is a really powerful way to offer it. So I know a realtor who added coaching to her resume, and she found amazing clients and also became a coach for other realtors. And I know interior designer who started coaching realtors on design for staging houses. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I know this one's crazy too. If you are a professional, you have a college degree that led to this big occupation, you invested a lot of money, you had student debt, you spent a lot of time going after this, and you're like, heck no, I'm not going to just be a coach. I have put so much into this. Well, you don't have to let that go, but you can add coaching to it. You've already invested so many years into your education and the credentials and a respected career path. So maybe you're a doctor or a lawyer or a professor, engineer, executive, whatever it is. Even though you're accomplished and trusted in this field, you might still feel the pull to connect with people at a deeper level. And that's where coaching fits in. Coaching doesn't replace your expertise or your job. It adds dimension to it. So it gives you space to guide the people beyond that formal role without the constraints of the clinical charts, the spreadsheets, the legal limitations, the institutional red tape. Like, you get to go beyond that. You get freedom in it. It lets you use your story, your voice, your values in a more personal way than what your current occupation may allow you to do. For some, coaching becomes a natural side offering, but for others, it's the next season, maybe after stepping away from a high demand profession or retiring somehow. Either way, you don't have to start from scratch. You have the skill and experience and wisdom already, but coaching is going to help you use it in a new and freeing, impactful way. Maybe you love what you do. Maybe you feel like a little bit meh about it. Maybe your degree really did lead you to a life of, I'm doing what I do, and that makes me feel like I'm never working a day in my life. Kind of, I think it's a country song. But it depends. Maybe I have clients who are like, I love what I do, but I want to add coaching to it. And then I have people who are like, I hate what I do, or I don't like what I do anymore. I would like to be a coach instead, but I'm so informed by the experience I have, the degree I have, that I want to integrate the coaching into this thing I used to really care about. And the coaching actually creates new inspiration for them. And they love what they used to love doing again, because there's a new dimension to it. If you're a doctor, I'm just going to throw out some possibilities here. You could become maybe some kind of like a health and wholeness coach, because you already understand the body, the stress, the long-term wellness plans. Like, as a coach, you could support clients in lifestyle change, habit formation, stress reduction, even chronic condition support, like a non-clinical angle from it, or holistic healing. You can guide people who have felt overlooked in their rushed medical visits and want somebody who will spend more time, who understands the big picture. If you're a lawyer, you are trained to think critically and communicate clearly and guide people through systems, even in conversation. As a coach, you could work with women navigating transitions like divorce, custody, entrepreneurship, and not necessarily giving legal advice, but offering mindset, clarity, and personal empowerment as they walk out these hard paths that you're informed about. You can also coach other professionals on communication, negotiation, and personal leadership, because you know these things as a lawyer. If you're a professor, then you're a natural teacher probably, so coaching lets you step beyond the lectures and help people actually apply what they're learning. Again, like we talked about as a teacher, you could coach young adults on direction and self-leadership or work with professionals navigating career transitions. You could build probably some coaching offers around your area of academic expertise and turn the theory and the work, like the book knowledge, into transformation for people. I don't know, I'm having this crazy thought, like, if you teach English and you do a lot of Shakespeare, how could you do like a Shakespearean coaching offer and take from all of the, things that Shakespeare taught, the themes, and actually take your students, offer for your students, whether they are alumni or not, to go through your coaching package where you're actually like taking it based off of things from Shakespearean novels. I don't know, like I see that as a possibility, and I know that there's a group of people out there who want that. A nurse is compassionate and could be a really great wellness coach because nurses see people at their most vulnerable moments. So coaching gives you a space to walk with other people before they hit crisis and help them build self-care practices and manage their stress and take ownership of their health and well-being. I'm going to say you could also probably work with caregivers, new moms, people that you are used to seeing in the hospital or doctor's office, people navigating medical systems who just need more clarity and support. I must say, you could probably even coach a doctor and to better bedside manner. Engineers, analysts, systems people. You can be like a clarity coach. If your brain is wired for structure and logic and problem solving, well, coaching will let you get those strengths to people who are overwhelmed or stuck by that same kind of thing. Like not everybody's brain works your way. So you could offer coaching around time management, decision-making, clarity in the chaos. You could help visionaries turn their great ideas into strategic plans. Ooh, please do that. I'll say that if you have a heart for others in your chosen occupation, the same people in that occupation are always in need of coaching from somebody like you who's done what they're doing, has wisdom and experience to share, but also has the coaching skills to allow them to forge their own path. Like you're not telling them what to do. You're bringing your wisdom and experience, but you're walking with them as you help them as a coach journey their own path, right? So if you've been a doctor, coach the residents about confidence when you're first starting out, developing healthy cultures in a clinic, building a successful practice, or anybody else in the health industry would want you as a coach because you understand the challenges they face and the goals they have. If you're a retired lawyer, coach young lawyers who need the same things. Basically, I'm saying that every group and industry could use a guide. And if you think about having a coach when you were starting your journey or walking out the middle of it would have changed things for you, think about how that would have helped you or changed things or quickened the process for you somehow. And honestly, just how nice it would have been to have somebody who was willing to hold space for you that got what you're doing. Couple more. I have to say, like, if you're a therapist, there's a lot of counselors and therapists who add coaching to their practice. You already have so much insight into the human mind and emotions, the psychology of the soul. If you're ready to step outside of the clinical model, coaching lets you work with more emotionally healthy clients who are ready to take action towards their future because coaching is forward and future oriented, where therapy is often focused on the present into the past, right? So if you're ready to move that direction, you can add coaching for people who are ready to, okay, we're done counseling. We've worked through all of that. Counseling is over. You could either forward them, like refer them to another coach, or you could say, book a session with me if you'd like to talk coaching. Or you can just add coaching and then say, hey, I do counseling and coaching. I'm going to let you know when I switch hats, or you can tell me what you're looking for, right? You could specialize in areas like purpose discovery and leadership, identity work, grief processing, all of these things through a spiritual lens if you want. But you can do it with, you're like you're therapy informed, right? So a lot of coaches are trauma informed. It doesn't mean they're counseling anybody through their trauma. It means that they understand the effects of trauma and taking forward action, and how a coaching client might be impacted by certain obstacles because of trauma. A coach understands the trauma but doesn't coach the trauma, doesn't counsel the trauma. They're just informed. As a counselor or a therapist, you're informed already about a lot of things. You could help a lot of people. And finally, if you are in ministry, then you're already discipling and encouraging and teaching and leading, but oftentimes you don't have the boundaries, the sustainability, or the structure that coaching will give you. So coaching is going to help you show up with more of a clear intention, going to help you preserve your energy for the long haul, and gives you an opportunity for your nonprofit heart to create an income to help you be even more benevolent. I'm going to say this till I die. I have to throw this in. Lots of side notes in this one. Ministry is not defined by whether you get paid or not. It is not limited to what a Christian is supposed to be doing for free. Ministry is about revealing the character and nature of God through your life and work, whether you run an LLC, a nonprofit, you drive a truck, you teach in a classroom, you serve at the church. Somewhere along the way, the Western church, I think, started idolizing a specific kind of ministry platform that overlooks the everyday obedience of believers living out their faith in ordinary spaces. It's ministry. Each of us are called to be ministers of the gospel, the good news. And we do that in unique ways, and we don't always get paid for it. We don't always not get paid for it, okay? Biblically, ministry is not reserved for the unpaid, ultra-sacred people who float through life on a supernatural provision cloud, okay? I know you've read those books probably about the people who did, but that doesn't make them the only people who are in ministry. Your pastor gets a paycheck so that he can stay a pastor, so that she can keep leading you, shepherding you, right? Nonprofits pay people who work for the nonprofits. The author of the Bible study you love, they earn a living. The idea that ministry can't involve money, income, or business structure is not holy. It's actually very harmful. Ministry is about mission, not whether or not you have a tax ID, okay? So running a religious or charitable nonprofit only means that when people give to you, they can write it off on their taxes. It doesn't mean nobody gets paid to do what they do so that they can do more of it. It doesn't mean they don't pay taxes on their paycheck. If I get paid by my nonprofit, I still pay taxes on my paycheck. I still pay taxes. The only people who don't pay taxes is like if I buy pasta to serve to people who've just lost their home, I don't pay taxes on the pasta. It's not me. It's the nonprofit that's not paying taxes on the pasta that's going to serve the group of people that my nonprofit says it serves. But then everybody who gets paid by my nonprofit, everybody still does taxes, pays taxes, okay? We still pay employee taxes, state taxes, like all of those things. Don't get that confused, okay? And it doesn't mean that somebody who's in ministry or runs a nonprofit is better or lesser than anybody else. It is literally just a piece of paper for the government and IRS. It's a tax status, not a kingdom status. That's all free for you. Some of you need this fear broken off of you, and some of you just need some knowledge and clarity around it so you can get free. So I'm sitting back down in my chair again. My soapbox is safely back in the corner. No threat of it coming back out again in this particular episode. But don't be surprised if that's not the last time you hear me talk about this. All right, what all of these examples I've shared with you today have in common is this. You do not have to reinvent yourself, stop what you're doing. You just need to make a space where people can go deeper with you. So coaching is going to give you that opportunity because it's like a container where the transformation you offer gets activated. It's a bridge between knowing and becoming, and it is the offering that allows you to walk with people longer than a post, a sermon, a class schedule. So if you're sensing a shift, like you're ready for more impact and connection and depth with people, don't ignore the nudge. I want you to just say, what am I already doing that's, let's call it coaching adjacent? Where do people seem to want more from me? What kind of questions do they ask me in addition to what I already offer? What would it look like to build a simple, beautiful space where I could offer that? Maybe it's a 6-week small group. You just try it once, see if it works. Maybe a 3-month one-to-one package, or 1 day a week on your calendar that you reserve for coaching if you meet people who seem like they would want that. You don't have to figure it out all today. Like, it's not instant gratification or success. You just have to be willing to see coaching as a natural extension of who you already are. If you want help building that bridge, that's what I do. So we can actually work together to design a coaching practice that aligns with your gifts, honors your voice and experience, and fits your life and what you're already doing. There's no pressure to become somebody else or start a new job. There's just permission to expand and enlarge the place of your tent. So think about your current work. If you're writing, speaking, therapy, ministry, producing, creating, teaching, whatever. Imagine adding just one small layer of coaching to it and ask yourself, what would that look like? What would it open up for you and for the people you serve? You might be just one conversation away from stepping into something that brings your message to life in a whole new way. Okay? So again, please join the Consultant Coach Intensive if you're a woman who's called to coach and you are ready to dive in to creating a coaching business together. I'm going to teach you the Pearl practice and actually give you opportunity to practice it. It will blow your mind when you see that no matter what you coach on, no matter what your niche is, everybody needs help changing their mind so that they can take action that gets the results that they want to develop the legacy they're going to leave. Like, everybody needs it, okay? So you're going to learn about creating all of the containers to share your message in, developing an offer, converting your audience to clients, onboarding them, and getting transformation in coaching, okay? You also get 2 one-on-one sessions with me, so you get some high-touch coaching in the middle of all of that. You're not alone in it. If you are interested in adding coaching to your existing business or ministry, and yes, this particular mastermind is designed for women in particular right now. Maybe I'll open up to men in the future or do a separate one for men, but I'm doing that because the majority of my listeners and my clients are women, and we have a unique set of challenges and obstacles, dreams, desires, fears, and worries that we face. And I want to be able to create a really safe space for women to digest all of that and help each other work through it. So I am dialing this in for women only at this point. If you're a man who wants to do this work, you can always book Legacy Builder business coaching sessions with me. I'm so happy to do that. Go to the website, sterlingandstonementoring.com, and you'll see all of the options there. And you can also check the show notes. So love you guys. I hope that this has opened your mind, expanded the possibilities, brought you so much hope about what's the capacity of what your story and lived experience is capable of doing to help bring transformation into the world, bring hope, and offer the character and nature of God to be revealed through you and what he's done in your life and what he's going to operate with you to bring to other people. He's coaching you as you coach other people. He is guiding you to guide other people. So if you hear that call, please answer it. Please be obedient and faithful to steward your talents well. Don't miss it. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Have a great week. Thanks for listening. For more coaching resources and to learn how to work with me, head to sterlingandstonementoring.com or click the link in the show notes. Remember, walk boldly in your calling, and I'll talk to you next time.